Sir, the general budget is a reflection of government's drive and direction on economic front. I think this budget should have had a positive direction. This budget lacks positive direction and initiative towards arriving at the realistic goal. Of course, there are many kinds of promises. For example, the Garibi Hatao slogan. The present budget is replete with various types of concessions and thereby attempting to prove that the budget is by far the soft stone ever presented in the House. But the pre-budget hike in different essential commodities has already hit the people. Today, railway journey has become costlier. Similarly, telecommunication rates and petrol prices have also been increased. Even life-saving drugs are beyond the reach of the common people. Sir, I would like to say that the annual budget can never deliver goods if the planning process is not down to earth. Indian planning over the years has been marked by urban bias and consequently 90% of the Indian population cannot be benefited by this sort of planning. So far as irrigation is concerned, Assam state stands at the nadir. During plan period, a large number of states have brought over 50% of their cultivated area under irrigation, but in Assam, hardly 13% of the land is brought under cultivation and hardly 45% of the crops are brought under irrigation. There is one Brahmaputra board, but finances are not yet properly given to it, and there is no provision for a storage of irrigation projects. Moreover, power and irrigation facilities are the major inputs for development. Assam has immense resources, immense potential, but these are not properly exploited due to lack of vision of the planners, and that is why the northeastern states, including Assam, remain still backward. Section 85 and 85A eviction suit jurisdiction of Waqf Tribunal. Ouster of jurisdiction is civil court is not to be readily inferred. Provisions of Waqf Act do not suggest that Waqf Tribunal has been given all pervasive jurisdiction even to entertain suit for eviction where prime consideration is existence of relationship of landlord and tenant as a jurisdictional fact. Section 85A does not create any new jurisdiction in tribunal and does not exclude jurisdiction of civil court to continue with suit or other proceeding which is not encompassed within jurisdiction of tribunal, jurisdiction of court below to continue with proceedings of eviction suits cannot come to an end. Sir, the state's domestic product increased only by 3%, while per capita state domestic product was means 3%. This is because of the tremendous population growth due to migration to Assam. Assam continues to be much behind the rest of the country in terms of not only per capita income but also electricity consumption, irrigation potential, created rural drinking water supply, roads and railways, and credit deposit ratio, etc. And, sir, what is more deplorable is the fact that Assam is the lowest amongst the northeastern states in per capita plan outlay throughout the country. Mr. Vice Chairman, Sir, I gladly welcome the budget, which is rural oriented and is also aiming at relieving that poor sections of the country. Sir, the budget could be assessed from the fact that we have seen of what had happened last year or in the last financial year. The country had faced severe drought and flood in almost all parts of India, and we should congratulate the finance minister and his ministry for being able to work out a budget which would meet the situation in the country. I would not like to go into particulars of the budget. Many leading members of the House have criticized and many have appreciated the provisions of the budget and the policies and programs involved therein. I would like only to take this opportunity to highlight some of the problems that we faced in the backward regions, in particular of the northeastern region where I come from. Even after 50 years of independence, we find that transport is still the main problem of the northeastern region. For instance, we have in the hill states problems even with regard to accommodation in trains. I have raised questions a number of times about the availability of seats for travelers from the hill states to different parts of the country. There are some railway out agencies in some capitals of the hill states, but the quotas allotted to them is so small that it does not even meet a small percentage of the travelers. Poor people here have to depend on the railways to go outside their states or regions for many reasons, mainly for medical treatment, because we do not have adequate medical facilities in the region. They could not avail themselves of the air transport too.